Tosh and Gary here with Skyways to Highways. We are doing another cooking video for you today. We are coming from Boothbay Brewery. We're at the Boothbay RV Park in Maine, and we are just going to cook up a little dinner tonight. And I have been inspired by the new release of their Oktoberfest beer, which is absolutely delicious. They've just released it. Well, it's not even been released actually. We just got it hot from the brewery. They just finished canning it. It's absolutely delicious, and I was drinking it and I thought this would make some really good beer batter. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to beer batter some of those amazing Maitakes that I found in Vermont last week. And I'm going to use these from frozen because I'm kind of interested to see, you know, how they come out from the frozen. So I'm going to maybe marinating these in some herbs and spices, and we're going to fry them after beer battering them, and we'll see how it comes out. I mean, I don't know. I think it should be pretty good. So we're going to make some broccoli slaw and with some cabbage, and instead of using the florets like you know, most people will probably do, I'm going to be using the stems because later on this weekend we're going to be making some ramen, and I'm going to need the florets for that. So for this slaw, we're just going to use just the stems, which most people would normally throw away. I don't know why, because it's edible and it's delicious. Got some cabbage and orangey bell pepper and stuff. So we're going to just mishmash what we have and make a really great meal out of it, hopefully. And instead of using mayo, I'm going to use some tahini. So I'll walk you through it as we go. Gary, my prep chef, is sitting here
waiting for directions.
Sitting here waiting for directions, and he's going to be making the slaw, and we're going to just get started cooking. Marinade wise, for the Maitake mushrooms, I am going to be using some let's see, some Old Bay seasoning. I just feel like Old Bay goes into beer battered everything, but especially like a beer battered fish. I don't really have any teaspoons and all that other stuff. I just do it by feel. So I am using Old Bay, some salt, some of my own little secret ingredients, spice mix that I use. Probably about a teaspoon of that. And I'm using some nori, which if you want a nice seafoody flavor in your dishes, this nori is absolutely amazing, and it just tastes like the ocean, just like a really clean ocean flavor. So I like to use that a lot. Also, you need iodine in your diet, so you get the health benefits and you get the amazing flavor from it. So I use nori as much as I can. That's fantastic. Okay, so I've got this, and instead of using black pepper, I really like to use gochujang flakes, which is the red chili that they use to make gochujang, which is Korean hot sauce. It's not really a hot sauce, it's more like flavor sauce. But this, the gochujang flakes are pretty flavorful. They're nice and smoky. They're not really hot or spicy at all, and they're just, you know, a flavor punch in the face. So I like to use those, and I use them liberally. They're delicious. And I use a little bit of a vegan stock powder. That is my dry rub, and I'm going to put my little steaks in here and get them nice and coated. And then I'll leave that and then get started on the rest of the dish. I'm going to work on my beer batter and then a flour dredge. So after these are marinated, I'm going to just dip them in a little bit of flour to coat, shake off the excess flour, and then I'm going to put that in my beer batter. And that's just so that the beer batter will adhere to the mushroom a little bit better, rather than coming off in chunks. I don't know if you've ever had like fried onion rings, and you know how you eat the onion rings and the batter just comes off and all you've got left is the onion. A lot of times that's just because they didn't dredge it. So we're gonna make sandwiches out of these, although you know, you can have it just as it is. You don't have to make a sandwich out of it, but we did get some potato buns because we did burgers earlier, and I don't like, I hate tossing stuff away. I don't like throwing away and wasting, and we're not here long enough to eat all of these burger buns. So I just thought, you know, making some beer battered fish sandwiches would be really good, and we'd use the buns that we have. So I'm just gonna rinse my hands real quick, and then I'm gonna get started with the dry part and the beer batter. So I've got my bowl here. And one bowl is just gonna have my dredge. And listen, even though it's just a dredge, you still want to season it. You want to season it at every aspect of the dish. So yeah, I'm going to put a little salt in my flour dredge, a little bit of stock powder, a little bit of all-purpose, and like that, that's ready to go. And then in this bowl, I'm going to be putting my beer batter. So the beer batter, I don't have a whisk, but a fork will do. I like to use a chopstick, and yeah, it might be a little clumpy, but I'm not really worried about it. You know, this isn't fancy. I'm not looking for, you know, any type of, you know, high restaurant quality. This is just, you know, we're camping, so it's going to be rustic. You know, what else can you do? But it's going to be delicious, hopefully. So I am using some more of my flour, and I'm using approximately a cup. And I think I'm going to use probably about a teaspoon. Whoops, that's a lot more than a teaspoon. About a teaspoon, maybe a little less, scant teaspoon of baking powder. Not everybody carries, you know, baking powder with them on a camping trip. I happen to have both baking powder and baking soda. If you don't have it, I personally think that you would be just fine, because, you know, if you're not using flat beer, if you're using beer that has, you know, still has the fizz to it, I think you're still going to get a really good, light and airy beer batter. So in this, again, I have flour, spelt flour. I have some baking powder. I'm going to use a little bit of salt. Again, with the Old Bay, I can't emphasize this enough. Old Bay it's the stuff, man. It's delicious, and I think it just lends itself really well for a dish like this. So I'm adding probably, that's probably about a teaspoon of Old Bay powder. Nope, that's more like a half teaspoon. I'm going to add a little bit more if I like it. Some gochujara flakes, and some, again, my all-purpose, little homemade all-purpose seasoning, some stock powder, and I'm going to stir this up, get all the lumps out of the flour that I can, and I had a full can of this beautiful Oktoberfest beer, which I was saving just for this dish, but Gary found it and drank most of it, so.
I'm gonna drink only half. Only half.
Yeah, okay, whatever. So I have what's left. I'm just going to use what's left, and hopefully it'll be enough. And again, I'm going to use some more of this nori in this batter. And again, I'm not worried about, you know, gee, it doesn't look restaurant quality. I'm not worried about that. There's going to be some flecks of nori in this batter. I don't care. It's going to be delicious, so I'm not worried about it. And then I'm going to wait until I'm ready to begin. And I want to batter my mushrooms right before I put them in my scuttle because I want that aeration from the beer. I don't want it to be too flat. So I'm going to wait and get that done right before I put them in. I am also going to make this sauce. I'm going to make like a cream sauce. So that is going to consist of some tamari, and I use the organic 25% less sodium tamari, which is actually really good. And I'm using quite a bit of that, probably a quarter of a cup. I'm using some date syrup, which you can use maple syrup, you can use date syrup, you can use agave, whatever you have. I happen to have date syrup. I really like that. I think it has a nice earthiness to it, a little smoky. So,
Sorry, not for you.
we really enjoy just, you know, talking to everyone. Yeah. It's kind of a, what's the word, a conversation starter. So it's kind of nice because we get to meet everyone in the campgrounds.
Well, we're starting. We started something for friends.
What's that? Oh yeah, right. No. Yep.
And
Oh, see it when your friends know.
so, yeah, so we started for friends. So I don't know. We don't know where.
Skyways to Highways on YouTube and Instagram.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah, thank you.
We're older, so we have a bigger RV, but we used to do little things when we were younger.
Really?
Oh,
Oh, that's wonderful. That's wonderful.
And we had to pick it up in Indiana. They're built to order, so we had to go out there to pick it up. Oh, you got this? Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're built to order. It took about 8 months for the build, and so we went and picked it up in Indiana with our Jeep, built to the ram, and then we just went straight from there to Southwest. And yeah, it was great.
So where were you? Zion?
That's our next trip. What we delayed because of COVID. Dream got it.
You know, it's funny because I had no idea. So, long story short, Skyways to Highways, we're flight attendants. And we took a little hiatus during COVID, you know, because the airline travel was just a little crazy. And, you know, we're international flight attendants. We don't fly in America at all. We only fly international destinations. So, well, it's wonderful, but I've never seen my own country.
Yeah.
So this was an opportunity to finally get a chance to see America.
Yeah.
I
Isn't
did
that
not
something?
realize how beautiful,
Right,
our country
Yeah,
is.
you really don't need. I mean, and we go overseas. We've gone overseas a lot.
Yeah.
We've been all over Europe and every place.
Yeah.
But this country is, especially
It's stunning.
Yeah.
It is stunning, especially out west. Yes.
I think you better open a restaurant.
Yeah.
I would love that. I would absolutely love that. Thank you.
All right, guys.
So what's the
Great
name
to
of this
talk
one?
to you.
Hiker trailer?
Hiker trailer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great to talk
We
to
actually
you.
do a tour of the factory. We did like a little Facebook Live,
Yeah.
and I didn't get a chance to do it with the nice camera. I did it with my cell phone.
Yeah.
It's a little janky, but at least you get a chance to see, you know, what they look like being built and what
Yeah.
the factory looks like.
Looks pretty sturdy.
Where's the factory?
It's very sturdy. Very sturdy.
There's two of them. There's one in Denver, outside of Denver, and then this one is in Columbus, Indiana.
Right.
It's about 45 minutes south of Indianapolis.
Homemade unit.
Yeah, it is a
Thank you. We
You're
love
very
it.
organized.
Thank you.
Great to talk to
Take
you.
care. It was great chatting with you. Thanks for stopping by. That was awesome. So the beauty of being a hiker trailer owner is this: we get to you know, meet so many amazing people, and I don't know why I sprayed the oil in there because I actually need more oil in that. But it's wonderful, you know, because it's like one of those great conversation starters, you know, like people, you know, total strangers just come out and want to chat and talk about, you know, this great little trailer that we have, and you know, it's kind of nice. So we really enjoy that. So pardon the interruption. I continued cooking, and what I've done so far is I have made the slaw, which came out nice and creamy. I don't know if you can see that, but the slaw, one beautiful thing about the tahini is that it's just nice and rich and creamy. I wasn't paying attention because I was talking, so I added a little too much tamari, so it's a little bit darker than I wanted, but you know what? It's going to be delicious, so it's okay.
Yeah, give me a fork.
A what?
Give me a fork.
A fork. You want to try it?
You want to test?
Where are all the forks? Here, use a chopstick. They might be in the wash bucket. I don't know. So yeah. So is it good? Does it need any? It definitely doesn't need salt because the tamari already has a lot of salt in it, so it's good. Yeah. So no, you weren't. Stop it.
That's really good.
He's a saltaholic. It's terrible. I have to be very careful because he will eat all of the damn salt. He'll eat it all.
Good.
Is it good?
That's really good.
Sweet. Thank you. Okay. So so now I am ready. My oil is heating up. Can you turn that down just a smidge for me because I don't want to burn it. But yeah, it's getting too hot too fast. So I am going to dredge my my Maitake steaks, and as you can see, like I said, I didn't want to add any liquid to it because they were frozen. And so once I put the dry rub in there, it blended itself with all of the liquid from the frozen Maitakes. And I think I might even just squeeze these just a little bit to get out any excess water because I really don't want to start a fire. You know, I've got a lot of oil here, so I'm just gonna, you know, take out a little bit of the excess water and get a little flour on here. And I'm going to start my wet batter, the beer batter. And in that batter, I'm going to be using, like I said, this beautiful, beautiful Boothbay Oktoberfest lager that hasn't even been released yet. They no, it hasn't been officially released yet. They literally just canned it today. All of this, and again, like I said, you want to do this near the latter stage, right before you're ready to fry, because you want all of these beautiful bubbles. This aeration, along with your baking powder, is going to give you some nice fluffy batter instead of, you know, cakey and thick. I'm not trying to make cake donuts, you know what I mean? I'm trying to make a nice fluffy, light, airy, crispy beer batter. I don't want to overwork this because I want to keep the aeration in there. I don't want it to be flat. So I'm not worried about the lumps, like I said. You know, there's going to be lumps in here. You don't have to get it a nice smooth consistency. Just do what you can. The lumps are going to be just fine. Okay, so I've got my nicely dredged fillets here. Okay. So again, dry hand. I'm going to shake off the excess. How's my oil there?
It's low.
So bring it back up to fry temp. Let's see what it looks like. My first one's going in.
Oh.
Is it good?
Oh, man.
Yeah?
Wow.
Nice.
That's really good.
Awesome.
And this is going to be...
Yeah, so just slice it so that it's not too chunky to go on a bun. And I don't want it to be nothing but breading, you know, so I'm gonna let some of this drip off. You know, we're not making mushroom donuts, so I'm just gonna let a little bit off and then put that in. Yeah, it's a little teeny one, but that one's mine. Gary gets the big one. Turn it over. Yeah, I'll turn these over. The avocado's good. Is it ripe?
That's delicious.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I feel like we should make one of these for Riley.
You want to make one more?
Yeah, we can.
Yeah, we do.
It'll take a minute. So I want to try and just get my buns warmed through without getting them sponged into the oil. Yep. So, you know, it's almost like the oil tells you, you know, when this is done. You know, you'll have rapid frying, lots of bubbles and bubbles and bubbles, And then as the bubbles dissipate, that's when you kind of know that the inside is getting cooked. So I just want to keep rotating it a little bit just to make sure that it's cooked all the way through. And I don't want to overcook it. It's just like cooking chicken or anything else, you know. It's a nice, wonderful little Maitake beer battered. It's going to be delicious. I'll take it over here. And I'm one of those weirdos, yeah, I'm gonna dab it just a little bit so that it's not too oily. I'm gonna slice this on a bias. And I'd love for you guys to see this. Let me see if I can do this without dropping it, because that would suck. But I just want you to see the beautiful juiciness of this and how gorgeous this looks. It's just, I mean, look at that, guys. This is just, it's juicy. It's gonna be delicious. So I'm gonna go ahead and plate this. This one's going to Riley. Hopefully he likes it. And here we go. Our beautiful little sandwich. It's looking pretty good, actually. And I think it's gonna be delicious. So we're gonna see if we can get Riley back here at some point. Hopefully we can get him to try this. I think he'll really enjoy it. We'll see. But it's looking pretty tasty. So there's these mushrooms in Vermont. Like I found like 16 pounds of Maitakes. So they're like wicked, really fresh and delicious. So I beer battered using your Oktoberfest, and I made it into like a fried fish, you know, beer battered type of thing. So it's got
fried
some
mushroom sandwich.
Yeah, and it's got some slaw, like a nice creamy tahini slaw. It's got some avocado, and it has some shredded lettuce on it. And I hope you like it. And it's on a potato bun.
Okay.
So
I'll absolutely give it a try.
Like it. Yeah, definitely, definitely. This is
Be
cool.
honest.
Yes, be brutally honest. If you don't like it, please tell me. What do you think? Let me get you now.
Normally, I don't like avocado.
Okay.
Whatever you have for spices in here, this is fantastic.
Really? Yay!
I know being an airline pilot probably pays a little bit better than being a chef.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
you're going to stay the chef.
Definitely, yeah. Pilot, I don't know. Yeah, but flight attendant way.
Yeah.
So
I'm so glad
that's
you
amazing.
Like it, thank you so much.
This is going to be my dinner.
Fantastic. Enjoy it, man.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
Enjoy.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I appreciate it.
Sure. I know you're busy.
What?
I know you're busy.
So we have to feed him?
You know, this he's the man, yeah.
Oh,
This is my dad.
Hi.
Give Dad a bite. Give Dad a bite.
I'm using your Oktoberfest
Oh,
because it was
perfect.
so delicious.
Yeah.
Fried mushrooms.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, I love fried.
Here,
Yeah.
Great.
You put this on top of that RV and tavern sign when you get when you get done dining.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Sorry, I co-opted him just for a minute.
This is the best part about owning a campground and working for yourself. Is you have so many responsibilities, but you do have the ability to go screw it and take a second to just talk to some good people.
Okay,
So,
cool.
and
Very
most
cool.
people are good people.
Fantastic.
Very
I'm
cool.
glad to hear that. I'm glad to hear it.
Yeah,
I'm glad you like it. Opinion on how, because he kind of has to say my food's good.
No,
You
it
know,
is
like-
good. It is good.
Thank you,
Yeah,
but I
that's
never
not-
get a chance to get like an honest opinion, as to what
The
people
most
think of it.
impressive part of this, you did it in the back of this. You can make one hell of a sandwich
Thank you.
in the back of a.
Thank you. We're gonna make ramen Saturday, I think. Yeah, so it's a lot. That's what I love. I love showing that these little trailers, you can do anything you want.
Yeah.
I mean, anything that you do at home, you can do here. So
People that do the whole camping videos and they're in a 40-foot Class A, I'm like, you're in this studio apartment that I had when I lived in Rhode Island.
Exactly.
That's not
the thing.
that's not camp food.
No.
No.
This is
No.
making camp food.
Awesome.
It's like our
Finally getting a wine break.
sweet.
There you go.
Cheers, sweet. Cheers.
Cheers. Be able to give me their honest opinion. Is really just so much fun. I enjoy feeding people, and I enjoy when they enjoy my food. So I am going to make another sandwich, and we're gonna have some dinner. So I want to do that before the sun goes down and it gets too dark. So I'm gonna just get started on that, and we're gonna eat.
Wow, that is really good.